But basically, he always had a desire to act. And he tried, doing some little deals here and there, and just, everybody's just like, man, he just can't act, it's not gonna work, or whatever. And he's like, okay, well, maybe I'll get into writing. So he wrote this screenplay about a boxer, just a rough guy on the streets that would win championships. Wrote that screenplay, went to a couple different places, and they're like, man, love the screenplay. Just, how much you want for it, whatever. He said, I don't want you to pay me for it. I just want to be the leading role. I want to be the star. I want to be the boxer. And they're like, oh man, you're not good looking. You can't act. No way. And he's like, okay. Walked out. Went to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And over the next couple of years, man, they all told him the same thing. You're not a good actor. You're not good looking. There's no way, but we want the screenplay. So this company calls him and said, look, dude, he's working a couple different jobs. Barely making ends meet. He was offered $25,000. He said, no. He said, not unless I'm the star. Nope, went back. So he got up to $250,000. This would change this guy's life, man. He's broke. He's in a one-bedroom apartment, no money, no food on the table, nothing. Just, and he stuck with his guns. He said, this is what I want to do, and I won't sell this if I cannot be a lead role in this movie. And the guy's like, look, we'll give you $250,000 right now, cash, if you walk out the door. He said, no, forget it. So he turned around and he walked out. Well, eventually, make a long story short, Sylvester Stallone ended up becoming Rocky, right. But he stuck to his guns. And I guess the moral of the story is, he seen something that was bigger than him. Yeah. He had faith in God that would bring him to the level that he could never get to. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And he knew where he was going to go. And look at him now. He might not be the best looking guy, but dude, how many movies has he produced, done, helping in the community?
Still one of the worst actors in the history of acting.
But the thing is what, Rocky
he's made it. No, he's incredible.
That's what I'm saying. Made it, did it, and still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing is no matter how bad we think we are or whatever, we can't have that mindset. You know? And I have a little side story just to go with that, just to kind of bring it all to light. Guy passes away, did pretty well. He was successful in his life. He dies, and he goes up to heaven, and he's walking through the halls and stuff with God, and he's like, well, man, what are all these rooms for? And he said, look, I see a room with my name on it. He goes, well, and kind of make it make sense. You know that unclaimed inheritance deal that they got, the website where you can find money, this, that, and all your name? Well, God told him, he said, well, that's the unclaimed blessings that I wanted to give people, but they didn't have enough faith. They didn't have enough vision. They didn't have enough seeing in the future of what they could become. I had it all planned out for them. And he says, well, do you mind that, I look? So they opened the door, man, and it's just massive, man. Each box was labeled with wealth, money, helping charities, all this stuff, and it just blew the guy away. And he's like, and God just looked at him and he said, the thing is, he said, I've got everybody's life planned. I know who was going to be in this century, who was going to be in that century, who's going to be in everything. All I ask is that they love me and bless others. And the potential of the blessing is unlimited. But he said, this is all the unclaimed treasures that I wanted to bestow on people that they never claimed.
As one of my favorite scriptures is that without a vision, my people perish. And man, I love that vision. When you meet somebody who's got vision, they'll laugh at you 4 years ago when I start calling myself the king of the Rural Nation, and everybody's laughing, but they didn't see what I saw. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at people because they can't see what you see. I remember sitting in a meeting with two people, and we were printing these "You Are the One" shirts, and they were mocking me, And they said, I was like, oh. And they were like, do you want it like this? You want it like this? Just really, mocking me. And I said, dude, you are the one. It's not a T-shirt. It's a movement. It's a revolution. And these dudes are looking at me like, what's this dude on? But they couldn't see what I saw, And so, man, vision's so important. It really is. That's why the Bible says, without it, you perish. He's talking about goals and dreams and, and moving to it. See, even now, and every one of you, I hope, have this same in you. I know Gabriel does. But like, you don't see what I see. I see myself in the middle of the Gulf Coast Coliseum, turning that place upside down. How can you see it? No, I can see it. It's right there, man. I saw it. Just like I see and saw the radio stations and all the, so, man, hey, vision and having the courage to move to it, man. My God, it's making something out of no thing is a special thing, bro. And I know you've done it, and I want to tell y'all a joke real quick, kind of lighten the mood a little bit. I heard this the other day. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. This little boy was in a Catholic church, and these nuns were raising him, and so he ran up to one of the nuns one day, and he said, oh, sister, he said, I'd love to get a red bike. What do I have to do to get a red bike? He was 7 years old, and she said, well, I tell you what, you go in your room and you offer something up to the Lord, tell him what you'd be willing to do, and you pray. And he said, God will give you that red bike. She said, God will give you that red bike. So he did. He ran in there as fast as he could. He fell down on his knees, started crying out, Lord, Lord, he said, Lord, Lord. He said, if you'll just get me that red bike, I promise you, I'll be good for 3 days. And so he got up and he started thinking, and he was like, man, I can't be good 3 days. My God, I can't be. So he went back to his knees, and about that time, the nun, she kind of pierced through the door and was watching. So he fell down on his knees again, and he said, Lord, Lord. He said, if you'll just give me that red bike, I'll be good for 2 whole days. And so he stood up and he started thinking again. He's like, man, I can't be good. So then again, he went back to his knees and he said, okay, Lord, okay, if you'll get me that red bike, I'll be good for 1 day. I mean, great for 1 day. So he stood up and he sat around. He started thinking, man, there's no way. Man, I can't be good. So he started looking around. He ran, grabbed, there was a statue of Mother Mary on the little table. He ran, he grabbed her, he wrapped her up, put her in a towel, he threw her under the bed. He says, all right, Lord, if you ever want to see your mama again, you better give me that red bike.